Pipeline infrastructure industries is in transportation of natural gas from East Coast to West Coast. Overall, if you see, the GDP for India will grow at the rate of 6 to 8% for next 1 to 2 decades. Now, if GDP is growing at this rate, energy requirements also will grow at a similar rate or at 5 to 6%. Now, gas is a very important vector in the whole energy mix. We transport gas. So we believe that the volume of gas which is flowing in a pipeline will multiply few times with times to come. So we have a very positive outlook for the business, for the gas flow in a pipeline, and we are preparing for that higher volumes. There are a few things we are doing. As I said, the gas volumes is set to increase, and that's good for the country and for us, because gas lies somewhere in between a renewables or a pure fossil fuel. It's much cleaner than a pure fossil fuel. We are doing a lot of upgradation to our pipelines so that we are able to meet these higher volumes. That's one. Our business strategy is to connect more sources to more customers. That means we can connect more sources of gas to more customers across the pipeline. And for that, whatever investment is required to lay the spur line, to connect these customers, we'll continue doing that, definitely within the regulatory ambit. Okay, so we don't keep a target per se. Like last 1-2 years, we have spent almost $100 million in upgrading this asset and also laying some spur pipelines. Now, this is depending on the demand and supply, and we'll kind of whatever money is required, we'll bring on the table kind of thing. Okay, so our strategy in PIL is also governed by something we call it 3D. And one of them is to ensure that data is perfect, and other is digitalization. The third one is decarbonization, and that's where hydrogen fits in. And when I say decarbonization, we are a fossil fuel in between oil and renewables. So what our company is trying to do is ensure that we take hydrogen as an opportunity, not as a threat, by blending hydrogen with methane in our pipelines. Now, there's a lot of work we have done of late. We have kind of partnered with a lot of European companies and also National Grid in UK to understand what they are doing to blend hydrogen in natural gas pipeline. We have done a desktop study which tells us that 10% blending by volume is definitely possible without any modification, and we can go up to 30%. That also means a huge volume of green hydrogen will require. Now, this is possible in a time frame of 3 to 5 years from now. The next step for us is to do some kind of a testing. Now, Europe is doing testing on their pipelines and compressors. We'll start sometime in next FY, but we want to bring the industry along. When I say industry along, it's like Center of High Technology, Petroleum Ministry, MNRE, and also companies like GAIL and GSPL who are in the pipeline business. So once we bring them together, do the testing, I'm hopeful that within 5 years, we are able to blend hydrogen with methane. Obviously, the ecosystem, which includes my users, should also be ready to take that blend. Once that is done, this will help us to utilize this opportunity for using hydrogen in this pipeline. Now, obviously, we believe that hydrogen is the fuel for future, and we'll use this as an opportunity. See, ideally, to start with, hydrogen can also be produced near the source so that you don't have to use transportation. But if hydrogen has to become the next big fuel for India, we have to use all kind of transportation mechanisms, and transportation pipelines are one of them. Now, you can lay also 100% hydrogen pipelines, but current gas pipelines in India are utilized to a large extent. Almost no pipeline other than HVJ is more than 50% utilized. So we have a current infrastructure. You can use that infrastructure to blend and kind of use it. But while I say this, my consumers like power, fertilizer, refineries, and also CGDs should be ready to take that intake. Once they are ready, I think we'll be ready in next 3 to 5 years, and we'll start blending hydrogen.